Hey guys, welcome back. Sash here again with Realist Realty. Today's video is going to be about pros and cons of renting versus buying. Renting versus buying a home is obviously a major financial decision. And best often the choice depends on individual circumstances, market conditions, personal preferences. And so today I'm going to outline some breakdowns of pros and cons for each side, right? Renting a home, obviously some pros, maybe not obvious to everybody, is flexibility. Easier to move, which is obviously beneficial to those that have uncertain job situations, students, or those expect relocation in the near future. Another pro is less responsibility, such as maintenance and repairs. Typically, the landlord is responsible for property upkeep and repairs. Predictable monthly expenses. Outside of rent increases, monthly costs tend to be pretty fixed, and they tend to be more predictable. No down payment. While there might be a deposit, it's usually less than the down payment to purchase a home. Moving along, pros of renting: no exposure to real estate market ups and down fluctuations. Renters are not affected by falling property values. Sometimes we see that. Sometimes there's an increase, sometimes there's a decrease, and you're more sheltered in that aspect. Moving along, may allow for living in a more desirable area. And what that really means is sometimes renting makes it feasible to live in an area that maybe you can't afford to purchase, or the down payment, or a number of scenarios that would make it too expensive for you to buy. Lastly, no property taxes. Direct property tax obligations are handled with the homeowner of the property. Now, some cons to buying: no equity, right? You're not building any equity. Renters, they don't contribute to owning any parts of the property, right? They're just renters. No real tax benefits. Renters miss out on home ownership tax benefits. Less stability. Landlords can sell the property basically anytime once your lease is up. If they choose to not renew, or you don't renew in this instance, or they can even choose to raise the rent after your lease is up. This is probably a bigger one, is limited customization. Typically, renters have restrictions on how much they can modify or customize the property. Potential for rent increase, we kind of covered that briefly, but over time rent can naturally increase, and they have the opportunity, once you're out of contract, to increase your rent, or they can just choose not to renew with you. So rent increases potentially outpacing inflation right now. Moving along to buying a home. Some of the pros of buying a home is you're building equity. Over time, building ownership in a property can form into maybe a savings, a nest egg for down the road as a retirement plan. There's tax benefits. Homeowners can qualify for tax deductions such as mortgage interest, property taxes, and more depending on jurisdiction, of course. Potential for appreciation. Property values might increase over time, leading to gain upon selling. Also, some benefits is if you live in that property for 2 out of the last 5 years, you can sell that property with no capital gains. Stability. No need to worry about leasing ending, or landlord just selling it because they don't want to renew the lease, or they just want out of that property. Freedom to customize, which is probably one of the best ones. Owners have the opportunity to renovate, expand, change the property to their liking. Moving along, potential for a rental income down the road. Parts of the property, like a basement or room or anything additional, could be rented, or once you decide to move to a different property and keep this property, turn this into a full rental, which could bring about extra income. Sense of ownership and community. Owning often brings a deeper connection to the community, allows you to be part of something maybe even bigger than just one home. You're part of a bigger, like we said, community or package here. Now, there's Also, cons to owning a home as well. Some of it is maintenance and repairs. Homeowners are responsible for the repairs, maintenance, and upgrades. Higher initial costs, down payment, closing costs, and other expenses are typically higher than renting. Less mobility. Selling a home and buying a new one is definitely time consuming, and there's a cost involved. Risk of depreciation. Property values can decline due to economic factors, neighborhood changes, etc. Potential for financial strain. If the market goes down, homeowners might owe more than what the house is worth. They might be upside down. Property taxes and maybe HOA fees. Homeowners need to pay property taxes, and in some places, homeowners have an association which also requires an HOA fee. They can also, HOA can limit on what you can do, maybe additions or changes to the property. Interest payments. A significant portion of your early years of mortgage payments go to interest rather than principal. So sometimes you think you're paying it off, but maybe on the back end more than on the front end. In conclusion, in general, whether you rent or buy, it's really a complex decision, and that decision is influenced by an individual's financial circumstances, their long-term plans, market conditions, personal preferences. It's really essential to assess all the factors, what the moving parts, and talk with a financial advisor or a real estate professional when making such a decision. I hope this was able to help you out. My name is Sal Shoyovsky. I'm with Realist Realty, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next video.